In this lesson, we're going to classify real numbers as rational or irrational. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about our rational numbers first. A rational number is a real number that can be written as a ratio, meaning that it can be written as a fraction, as a terminating decimal, or as a repeating decimal. So let's first of all talk about fractions. The fractions can be something just as simple as 3 all over 4. They can be positive or they can be negative. A terminating decimal is a decimal that stops. So it could be something like 5.238, or how about we put a negative on that one so we show that there's positives and negatives. As long as it stops, it's going to be a terminating decimal. Whole numbers are terminating decimals because the decimal is right after, so I've got 5, and it's just the same thing as the 5 with the decimal point right after. Or you could have like -5. And then our repeating decimals are something like 4.23, and then this is repeating. So they can go on and on forever as long as they are repeating. It's going to be a rational number. Now let's talk about the square roots. If you have a square root of what we call a perfect square, like the square root of 81, well, the square root of 81 is a perfect square, therefore it is going to be a rational number. Same thing would go if I had the square root of something like 25 all over 81. When you evaluate these fractions by taking the square root, if you take the square root of the top number and the square root of the bottom number, and if they're both going to be the perfect squares, then we know that this is going to be a rational number. So the square root of 25 is 5, and the square root of 81 is 9. All right, now let's go ahead and talk about the irrational numbers. The irrational numbers are the numbers that are going to go on and on forever without repeating. So they're going to be just in a couple of different forms. Things to look for are your square roots. If they're not a perfect square, it is not going to be a rational number. For example, the square root of 5 is in between the perfect square of the square root of 4 and the square root of 9, both being 3 and 4. And so the square root of 5 is not a perfect square, therefore it's irrational. And those can be positive or they could be negative. Other things to look for would be anything that has like pi in it. So let's say I've got just like pi divided by 2. I know this is written as a fraction, but the fractions for the rational numbers, they have to be the top and the bottom number have to be rational. If any one part of it is irrational, the whole thing is going to be irrational. And the last thing you're going to be looking for is something like 2.4386 dot dot dot. Just kind of showing that it is not going to be repeating. It's going to go on and on forever, but here we have it where it's not going to be repeating. So again, irrational numbers, they're in the form of the square roots of the numbers that are not the perfect squares, numbers that have pi in them, or if they are just numbers written out that clearly do not repeat. Now I'd like for you to pause the video and determine if the following are rational or irrational, and then come back and check your work with me. All right, so let's take a look here. Our first one is the square root of 16, which we know is a perfect square, so that one is going to be rational. Number 2, we have 9 and 1/3, which is just a mixed fraction. Fractions, remember, are rational. We have -9. All right, -9 would be considered that terminating decimal. That one is also rational. We have 4.56 repeating. Remember, repeating decimals are rational. All right, number 5, notice that we have the square 5 times pi. If anywhere in your expression you have pi, you know that it's going to be irrational. For number 6, we have 6.289557. Now, if this had the dot, dot, dot after it, we would consider that to be irrational. But because this is just stopping, it is going to be rational. We have negative square root of 49, which is equal to negative 7, and so that one is also rational. Now, the square root of 2 falls between the square root of 1 and the square root of 2, and so therefore this is going to be an irrational number. The square root of 10 is irrational, so the whole thing is going to be irrational. Now for number 10, you need to take the square root of the 1 is 1, square root of 9 is 3, and since 1/3 is a fraction, this one is going to be a rational number. Now remember we said that if any one part is irrational, the whole thing is going to be irrational. So right here, because the square root of 10 is irrational, the whole thing is going to be irrational. For number 12, I can take the square root of 16, which is 4, times the square root of 25, which is 5, and clearly 20 is a whole number, and that's going to be a rational number. Now don't get tricked by number 13. 13 has 2.0220222. This is not a repeating decimal. This one is going to be irrational. It would have to be something like 2.020202. That would be repeating, but the fact that this is, I've got 1, 2 here, 2 2s here, and so forth, that's going to make this one irrational. Now for number 14, we do have to add the numbers inside the radical sign first before we can take the square root. So 4 plus 12 is 16, and we know that the square root of 16 is 4, and that is going to be rational. And number 15, we've got 6.2 repeating, which is rational, the square root of 4, which is also rational, so the whole thing is rational. So in this lesson, we took a look at how to determine if something is rational or irrational.